went on a trip. This is not even my car. I drove to California through the desert, through the city. I saw Las Vegas and Pizza Chinese. And then the next night I camped on a huge mesa. And then I got kind of mad.
I started listening to an audiobook, which I won't name. However, this book was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say. It was really not good. And it's just unearned, unbelievable. I don't have any sympathy for this person that you're like trying to dredge up this, emotionality for immediately before I even have read any of the book. Like, there's no book at all. It's just, here's my appeal for some sympathy at some, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but awful. And this is a book that I was really excited about. Sorry, there's just a dead cat on the road in the middle of the highway in the middle of nowhere.
But then I made it. And everything was in bloom. There were even coyotes. I was there for a week and didn't write or read or work at all. Then I got home. This is an idyllic location to eat a cheese stick. I try not to wear sweatpants when I'm writing, because it feels good to dress up to go to work, you know. But today, I haven't made it that far. My novel, I hate saying like my novel. It's like when someone says, gotta have my coffee. It's like, it's weird. Yeah, I think in the past I could feel down at myself and what I'm working on. If I have a day where I just don't feel inspiration or really like drawn, it's not that I feel like distant or outside of, like I feel like I can really focus. Yeah, but in the past, not feeling really taken by anything has made me think like, oh shit, well, whatever I'm writing is terrible. This is Sadie right here. You can't really see her, but come on, Sadie. Oh, there she goes. I'm dog sitting for Sadie and she wanted my string cheese. Actually, I'm gonna pause this and go get that tea. Be right back. I'm back. Anyway, let me just say this. I don't feel negative about not feeling very positive, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay. I feel like pretty at peace with not feeling, and this is something I have always kind of recognized in the past when it's happened, but not feeling particularly like taken or drawn in by whatever it is I'm working on is actually a highly beneficial mind state to be in, because it allows me to see the piece as a whole from a different perspective, a critical viewpoint, which doesn't mean I have to hate myself or hate my work or think that I'm a piece of shit and a bad person and just totally out of my fucking mind for even trying. But it can mean, okay, where have I been so taken with, excitement and for this thing that I'm doing or this whatever that I haven't seen, okay, here are the flaws, here are the downsides, here's where it doesn't really make sense. And making sense, isn't. So, what can I do in a state of seeing the work in a different way? To me, it's building up enough of those days and the impressions that I get during the time where I'm seeing it in my novel in a critical way to then know what I need to change. Alright, that's it. All right, I was riding outside, working outside, and then a storm cometh. A storm definitely cometh. So I'm going inside. Nofi and I sat here while it rained. Sophie does this thing where if I'm on the couch writing, she sits directly on my chest and stares directly in my eyes so that I can't actually see what I'm doing. All right, I just went into this place to pick something up, and I just realized that I sounded like an automaton as I was talking to the person at the register, the checkout person, and I was also talking volumes, notches louder than seemed appropriate for the setting. Sometimes just interacting with people seems really strange. However, it's vitally important. It's crucial to your well-being and the project that you're working on, that you interact with people. Chances are, if you're a writer or writing a novel, you're probably an introverted person who really values alone time and treasures that imaginative mental space you can create. But there's diminishing returns. Putting on headphones and going to the gym and just seeing other people around doesn't fucking count. You've gotta be in a place where you're interacting, and not just surrounded by other people, but still in your own mind stuff. You don't have to be a large group or even related to writing or your passion, it could just be, again, you go to a cooking class. But regardless, yeah, what am I saying? How did it go? It went pretty well today, I would say. I did not expect to really write anything, just to read and observe, but I became a little bit more patient. There's one section of the book that kind of drew me in. It was the first thing that I read today that really made me feel like I was a part of it. The narrative has the potential to just take over for, a large section of the book, and then that peculiarity to emerge kind of again towards the end. And there is precedent for that in both Man in the Holocene and in Renata Adler's Pitch Dark are two instances where both of those books, the fragmentation and the narrative structure that's been set up so far is abandoned for a more traditional this then that narrative form. And in each case, in each instance, for me as a reader, I was like, fuck yeah, it's one type of immersion to another type of immersion. From your non-traditional language-based, image-based, structure, form-based, to the story just overwhelms all that formal structure stuff and takes over in a pretty traditional sense. That is what I can sense happening right now, or at least that is what the groundwork has been laid for. I don't know what is going on right now in the road. Sorry, I'm driving. I shouldn't be vlogging while driving. So anyway, what am I gonna do today? It was raining really hard earlier, so I was gonna take a walk, but I couldn't do that. I'm gonna eat these beans and then maybe exercise, and honestly, probably I'll write tonight. I think I'm well over half of the way through the book, and it feels like I've really rolled the ball to the top of the hill, and I'm watching it kind of fall on its own down the other side. And I also realized that the past few years, as I've been working on this book and now the rewrite, You know, I'm not as hard on myself anymore, and days in which I don't feel like I'm doing a good job, or I can't put the focus and attention I really wanted on the work, those are still okay. And yeah, I think I feel much better about where I stand with perfectionism and criticality. And the project is really moving along, and it's still a secret, but that's okay. Oh, and I have a title. It's called Lightspeed.